This is my kind of place. Strouds Run State Park out in Ohio. We're near the city of Athens. It's not really a city, it's a town. But it's beautiful here. It's all pavement pads. First come, first serve, no reservations. You can fit a larger RV in some of the sites. No electricity at the sites, but they do have water spigots scattered around here. There's hiking trails all over this place, a beach, and swimming, boat rental, all kinds of stuff. It's a self-pay station, and it's only 20 bucks. Definitely worth it. Of course, they don't have pens or pencils there, so I gotta go back, and hopefully I have one in the Jeep. Come on, Juniper. Got it. All right, we're all set to go. We're here on a Monday. That could be what is partially responsible for the light crowd here. You saw when I drove through the campsite, there were only maybe 3 other sites taken in this whole place. And there's at least 60 campsites here. By the way, it's good to be back. This is the first camping trip now that I'm hitched. We tied the knot in the middle of nowhere. We were nowhere bound. Juniper, want a drink? I know I didn't wear gloves when I cleaned up that trash, but I don't think there's anything in there that's gonna kill me. Now you might be asking yourself, why is he making a fire if it's hot and muggy out? Well, the fact of the matter is that if the sun is down and it's not ridiculously hot, but it's really humid and sticky, if you build a fire, it does take some of the humidity out of the air and it dries up the surrounding area around the fire and it makes the air more comfortable. What's the matter? Something happened over here that she didn't like. Are you okay? Anyway, let's get this fire started. What am I gonna do with you, dog? Picking up some trash at the next campsite too. I don't understand people. This fan really does a fantastic job at this. Well, it's still pretty hot and muggy, but this fire is helping, and I'm going to keep dinner really simple tonight. I've got this can of Wendy's chili. It's my favorite chili in a can. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that. We're going to simply tear the label off of this. Feed it to the fire. Oops. And we'll just put the can right on the grate. Super simple. And tonight's beverage, very sweaty right now because it's humid outside, but the beer is very frosty cold, and I don't know if you can see it, but this is Stone Tangerine Express. And it's got obviously tangerines plus some pineapple flavor apparently. I tried one of these the other day and any notes of fruit were overpowered by notes of pine cone and tree bark. Actually, it's not that bad. It's okay. Definitely drinkable, definitely cold and refreshing. Cheers. Did I say it's good to be back? It's great to be out camping. Bugs have gotten a little bit worse, but still not bad at all. I'm kind of glad that this fire is smoky and steamy. It's helping to keep the bugs at bay. And it's drying out the air around me. So that's a good thing. As our chili warms up, all we need to do is shake it once in a while. try not to touch the glue. Pretty easy meal, but I can tell that the can is a little sticky. It's got some creosote on it. Let's see. Whoa. Got to be careful when opening these. Perfect. Nice and hot. They're calling for rain tomorrow, and I already felt a few drops. I hope we don't get rained out, because I'd like to drive around this campground a little bit and explore it. And of course, I'll show you guys as well, but I guess we could do that in the rain, but it wouldn't be the same. The small green bugs you see here on the camper are called green lacewings. They're harmless to humans, they don't bite, and they're actually considered beneficial because they feed on plant pests such as aphids. Well, Juniper and I are hunkered down for the night. I've got 2 fans going, the ceiling fan and the Ogery fan that's hanging on the cabinets over here. It's also providing some light. Some bugs made it in here, but it's not too bad. I just checked the forecast on the Garmin, and it looks like it might not rain until early afternoon or maybe around noon. So at least we'll be able to get some breakfast in the dry weather and maybe explore the park a little bit in the morning. So we'll see you then. Good night. Juniper, do you want to eat your breakfast and then go on a hike? You want to go? Yeah, let's go for a hike and go eat our breakfast. Well, breakfast was delicious. All of our camp chores are done for now. And we have a few minutes to just sit and relax and enjoy just being out here. It is a beautiful campground. It's not too busy. The sites are primitive, which I like. You check yourself in, there's no reservations, and that's just my style too. So right now, the skies are looking kind of gray and dreary. It's humid out here, but the temperature is nice. It's only about 70 degrees. And my glasses are fogging up a little bit in the middle. I don't know if you can see it, but that's how humid it is just sitting here. But the breeze is picking up a little bit, and we might try to squeeze in a little hike before we get rained out here. So right over there, just beyond our campsite, there is a trail. It's called the Scenic Overlook Trail or something like that. We'll try to at least squeeze that in and get some steps in before we leave, but I want to finish my coffee first. And speaking of coffee, I want to tell you about buymeacoffee.com. If you are interested in supporting the channel without committing to a subscription, that's an easy way to do it. I'll put the link in the description and I'll show it to you here on the screen as well. There's a QR code that'll take you there very quickly. If you want me to buy Juniper a treat on your behalf, just put that in the note. When you go to buy a coffee, there's a little spot where you can write a note to us. Just put in there that you'd like to buy Juniper a treat, and in the next video I'll go ahead and feed it to her on camera. So if she gets too many treats, I might have to space it out. But I'm sure Juniper would appreciate that as well. And I just thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button and all that fun stuff. It all goes a long way to helping the channel. And I'm really hoping to make this my full-time gig in 2025. That is the goal. And we're getting a little closer each week and each month. We're approaching 22,000 subscribers now, which is fantastic. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I hope you're having fun watching the videos. Now it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, so we better get this show on the road. Want to go for a hike? Well, the vista of Vista Point is not very Vista-esque. I'm sure it's a lot better without the leaves on the trees. But it's still a nice spot. Very well maintained trail. It was a little muddy today, and there is some elevation gain. Mission accomplished. Nice little hike. Juniper's having a great time. And we beat the rain, but we didn't beat the bugs. It's pretty buggy out here. Time to go back to camp. Butterflies everywhere. That's crazy. Man, that was hilarious watching Juniper chase that butterfly. And I don't think I've ever seen that kind of butterfly before. If anybody knows what that's called, please leave it in the comments below. It's kind of a strange looking butterfly. I had never seen this butterfly before, so I had to look it up. It's called a zebra swallowtail, and it turns out they are relatively uncommon. So I thought it was really cool that I saw one here on this camping trip for the first time, and that it was harassing Juniper. If you've ever seen one of these butterflies, please let me know in the comments. I will say that this fan, especially on a hot day, this is my best friend. This Ogery fan is on my Amazon store page, as well as most of the gear that I use for camping. You can find it there. I wasn't given a sponsorship link for this. They just sent me a free one to try out, and I love it, so I'm going to continue to promote it because I think it's a good product. In the review that I did, I mentioned that it seemed a little flimsy, like it was cheaply made, but that could just be to make it more lightweight. So far it's held up really well, and I've used it quite a bit actually, especially on this trip, so thumbs up. Another thing I want to mention too is that you might have noticed I'm wearing long pants even on a hot day like this, and that's for a good reason. It's because of ticks. I just picked a huge tick off of my neck. It was a big one, and the big ones actually don't bother me as much as the tiny ones. I could be wrong, but I think the tiny ones are the ones that carry the Lyme's disease, and I definitely don't want that. So this has me thinking that I need to treat my clothes with permethrin before the next camping trip. And I also want to get out into the mountains further east in West Virginia, because the tick problem is less at higher altitudes. So it's a good idea to be tick aware when you're out doing this stuff. They're bad and they're getting worse every year, and at this point I just know I'm going to find them on me. You just have to be careful and check, look around, make sure they're not crawling up your legs. And like I said, I felt one on my neck. They jump on your head when you're walking through the woods and stuff. Juniper has flea and tick treatment that she takes every month. She had been wearing a Seresto collar as well on top of that, and I do need to get her another one. So Juniper is fine, and she also has an immunization for Lyme's disease, so I'm not that concerned about her. Although poor girl got a bit overheated chasing those butterflies, and that's her current situation, cooling off on the pavement under the camper. That's where she likes to go. I tried to offer her some of the fan, but she doesn't like the fan. In fact, all last night, sleeping in the camper, she avoided it. She didn't want anything to do with it. I don't know. One of those things. Sometimes dogs are weird. You just don't know. Like, for example, the vacuum cleaner doesn't bother Juniper one bit. We can run it right around her face, her feet. She just lays there and looks at it. But this little camping fan doesn't like it at all. Poor girl. despite the mugginess and the bugs and the impending rain and all that stuff, we still had a great time, and I hope you did as well. Thanks for sticking around until the end. And remember, buymeacoffee.com, where you can support the channel without a subscription. There's also Patreon for some additional perks and GPS coordinates and all that stuff. Just liking the videos and subscribing to the channel really does go a long way, so thank you everyone. We're going to keep the videos coming as long as you keep watching, so we'll see you again nowhere soon. Be good to each other, get outside, and take care everybody. Peace.